now we're going to do a ribeye steak with some green beans and some mashed potatoes. So first of all, we're going to take the steak and we're going to marinate it with Fig Balsamic. Now you'll be very interested when you taste this Fig Balsamic because it tastes completely different once it's been grilled. So we are going to first start out and we are going to take a tablespoon and a half of Fig Balsamic. And I just use it on a plate. Depending on the size of steak and how many you're feeding, obviously you're going to have to do it whatever works best for you. All these recipes, by the way, are available at pastamore.com or on our blog. There's pictures. We have all the breakdowns of all the stuff that we go to quickly to explain to you. And if you ever have any questions, please email us your questions. We'd be happy to answer them. We thank you so much for all of your support. Vegetable oil or olive oil, just a tablespoon of that. I'm going to put that there. I take just a spoon and mix it up a little bit. Now on the steak, you are going to use, you're going to salt and pepper it to taste, obviously. I just had it in a Ziploc bag. Keep them in the fridge. I usually buy them in bulk from a very good meat store here in town, so I put them out independently. Then you're going to take the steak, put it in the plate, and mix it around. Make sure it's completely covered. It's going to be delicious. The oil makes it sear up and it gives it a little bit of a crisp. We are pretty covered. A little bit more. And then we are going to set this aside over here and start to work on the potatoes. Get some clean hands. So the potatoes are the new potatoes. They're just the little red round ones. I keep the skin on them. They have a lot of nutrients in the skin. And you're just going to cut them in half. So I've already prepared this. So just take the round potato and just slice it in half. And I do this ahead of time just to save time. And when you do that, make sure that they're covered with water and then they won't discolor or oxidize. That keeps them nice and white. So I have the water boiling over here. I'm going to drain off the water. And I'm going to put the potatoes in the water. And then you're just going to cook them until they're soft with the fork. Until you don't want them hard, you want them to be soft. So they're cooking, our steak is marinating. The next thing we're going to do is our green beans cast iron skillet. You're going to put some olive oil or vegetable oil. Green beans with the ends snapped off. You can just do this with your hand or you can use scissors, whatever you like. Just put them in the skillet. Your grill, by the way, is still on from your portobello mushrooms. And you're going to put onions in it. Okay? You're going to salt and pepper this to taste. And you're going to set this on the grill alongside the steak. So when you take it out to the grill, you're going to have your cast iron skillet set directly on the grill, cooking away for about 10 minutes. You're going to throw your steak on, and you're going to cook that to taste, depending on how you like it. And then after about 10 minutes on the green beans, you're going to add minced garlic. Okay, that's going to be your last step on the green beans. You're just going to put it in, and you're just going to cook it all around. It gets nice and crispy with the oil. Smells delicious, and you make sure your steak is good. So when the beans are done, which is usually about 10 or 15 minutes, depending on how your grill cooks again, and your steak is done, then you pull them off. Okay? So this is how the beans come out. When they are cooked, nice and toasty. I like my onions cooked a little bit almost to the burn side. I like them to be very, very good. Taste is delicious. So this is the finished green bean product. Be careful with the cast iron skillet. It gets extremely hot. Make sure you have really good hot pads. And if you want to take your steak off a little bit early, if you'd like it a little bit more on the medium side, you can cover it and let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes, which is what we decided to do. Okay? So the steak and the beans are cooking away. Potatoes are cooked. You take them out, put them in a bowl, and you mash them. And I just do a hand masher. This is always the last step because you want your potatoes to be hot. You drain off most of the water, leave a little bit of water left in it so they're not so dry. And then you just mash them. Simple as that. Salt and pepper to taste. You can add a little bit of milk. I choose not to. We take a dairy-free option. A lot of people have a lot of allergies to both nuts and dairy. You can always add olive oil, and there are some dairy-free butters that are good as well. So after that, just a little salt and pepper to taste. And you have your mashed potatoes. So I'm going to make you a beautiful plate. Let me grab a plate. We have our steak, which is quite large. This will be good for 2 or probably one of my very hungry college-age sons. With the little potatoes. Some green beans that are delicious. And then we will just drizzle our fig balsamic over the top of the steak. So you've marinated with it, and then when you cook it, it's a completely different flavor. Very easy. It's 2 steps. Simple to do at home. For the people who are so busy every day, come home, you're tired. It's a very delicious meal, very healthy. You have a protein, you have your vegetables, you've got your salad, you've got a little carb. And that's it. It's as simple as that. I would like to say we saved the best for last, but I don't think that's necessarily true, because what's the best about this is just the balsamics and how many ways you can use them. And the grill, and just going into summer, it's always so fun. There should be some really great strawberries in the store right now. Nice, thick, juicy strawberries. Just get them, cut the stem off, and just cut them in half. And then place them face down on your barbecue grill. So you just, until they have little grill marks. So just turn them over and put them on. That's why you want the big ones, because the little ones, especially if you're using tongs, if you let them go a little bit long, they get a little mushy, and then usually they fall through and they just don't work as well as the others. So your strawberries are done. Now we're going to do the fig balsamic whipped cream. All the ratios are on our webpage and also on our blog. You just pour in some whipped cream, just a little bit of sugar, and we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of our fig balsamic. You can use this with any of our balsamics as well. Then you're going to whip it. You want to use a real whipped cream. Even though it has calories, it doesn't have any artificial flavors or sugars, and so it's much better for you. Much better heart smart option. You're going to whip it. You want to make sure you do this before you serve it. You can't really do it ahead of time because it just doesn't have the same consistency. Only takes a few seconds, so it's definitely worth the wait. To test it, you want to just lift it up and see how it kind of stays up, the peaks. You want the peaks to stay high, And then you know it's ready. If you have any questions, just give it a little bit more of a beat. And we should be ready to go. I just buy, if you're really energetic, you can make your own you can make your own shortcakes. I was not. So then we just grab a spoon. Put your roasted grilled strawberries on there. Yum, yum. Your whipped cream. I like a lot of whipped cream. Put a piece of fresh mint on there. And you can drizzle the plate with a little bit more Fig Balsamic, just gives it a little bit more of a sauce. And it's that easy, and it is delicious. Thank you for your time. We appreciate your business and all that you've done for the Pastamore family. Please visit us at our website at pastamore.com or get recipes off of our blog, and we would love to hear from you. Thank you.